And who was it? Okay. Okay, they chose me over. Are you?
Look at you now.
Okay. But are you okay? White, are you? No, for real. Yeah, you know they're the same set too. If not be say you win. If not be say you okay for audition. Are you serious? I don't want to say you audition with me. Oh.
I audition with you.
Overtaking is allowed.
You are poor then.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe that time you sleep. I don't know.
And as God will have it, there's a victim. I said, look at you now. 2 weeks. And he has come here to show the reason why he left early.
It was an almost love and light situation in Big Brother's house yesterday, looking at the theme of the week. The theme of the week is comedy, for those of you that missed it, all right? And Biggie has been sort of intentional about the happiness of the housemates, hence the reason he had gone all out to invite a happiness coach, a happiness therapist to come have a 2-day session with the housemates. And in a way, it had worked. In another way, it had not worked, because I mean, on the first day we had seen how the coach was still in the house and Tulani Badge was having issues with Ilebaye, and then there was also Lucy having issues with Kimopra, and then she had declared that she wanted to take a voluntary exit off the show. So guys, it's been very chaotic this week, but as I said, yesterday was going to be an almost love and light situation, yes, but certain things happened. Yes, certain things happened. There was something that happened between what's her name now, Kimopra and Cross, yes, which had sort of made her port all of a sudden to PERE, causing a triangle, you know, between the two friends who obviously have just come out of a friendship spat, right? And guys, I'm still watching that zone, all right? There isn't a lot to talk about yet, but I'm still watching that zone, so let's just leave it aside. And then there's also Angel and Suma, guys. Something is going on between those two people. I'm going to have to make a separate video about that one. I know I mentioned yesterday that I was going to make a video, so I will definitely make a video. So look forward to a video after this one. But in the light of all of the, you know, all of the silent tensions here and there, and the, I don't know, should I call it the surface happiness and relaxation happening in the house, Big Brother decided to treat the housemates to some dose of laughter, yes, in the form of a comedy show, yes. So last night was more like a comedy night for the housemates, courtesy of Big Brother. It was quite an entertaining show. Don't get me wrong, it was quite entertaining, very, very interesting. But then the highlight for me was watching the back and forth between Whitemoney and one of the comedians that were invited to come perform for the housemates, guys. It was hilarious. It was hilarious to the point that even after the comedian was done, Whitemoney took time to drag that guy. And I'm going to tell you all about it, so please make sure you watch till the end of this video. And I'm going to throw a little question to all of you. What was your highlight from last night's comedy night? Go ahead, let me know in the comment section below. And special greetings to every single one of you. You are all specially welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Bbnaija. This is Frankly Speaking with Bbnaija, and I am the girl with the tea. And the tea of this video is quite spicy, so please make sure you watch to the end. Do not skip out so that you do not miss. And quick reminder, today is Saturday, so by 3 p.m. WAT, we're going to be converging here for our YouTube live stream. There are quite a number of things for us to unpack and discuss, and I would love to have that conversation with you. So please make sure you come through, make it a date with us. I know this is the weekend, you have a lot to do, but just squeeze out, you know, just a few hours of your time for us, all right? And yeah, for those of you that are yet to subscribe, yesterday I mentioned it on my video, people were laughing. Okay, I'm going to remind you all again, please, if you are yet to subscribe to become a part of this community, do not hesitate to do exactly what you see on your screen. I've told you all that subscribing is free, no charges included. Please just subscribe, and also please like this video and feel free to share. There had been 2 shows last night. The first was the housemate wager task presentation, and then the other was the comedy night. Now, I'm going to be frank with all of you. You see those housemates wager task presentation, Lord have mercy. I don't know what they were doing, oh. Guys, I don't know what they were doing. It was so chaotic. It was so it was so scattered. It was just anyhow. It was just everything was just all over the place. But I sort of got the concept behind what they were trying to give, what they were trying to present. But sadly, it wasn't really giving the way it should give. Now, Big Brother had actually instructed them to create piñatas. I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right. Big Brother would call it piñata. Yeah, but yeah, they had been instructed to create piñatas, and they had gone ahead to create it. And guys, I must commend these housemates. They are very creative. I mean, it always amazes me what they can actually create with their hands, you know, what they can create with their mind whenever they are given a task to create actual physical things, objects that we can see. I mean, looking back at last week's wager task presentation, where they had been instructed to create their own currency, yes, and courtesy of Bbnaija, these people had killed that presentation. The currency that they had created, it was wow. It looked so real. And they had named it. Everything came out excellent, guys. I mean, so they also delivered last night in terms of creating the piñatas. But then the storyline behind their creations, guys, it was so chaotic. It was so chaotic to the point that they did not even know the roles assigned to each other. I mean, it was so chaotic to the point that it's either they did not assign roles to each other, or they assigned roles and they did not memorize the roles, because right there on the stage that they were presenting, they kept on saying, no, this person is not mother. No, this person is acting like sister. And this one is acting like auntie. I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst. This is the worst presentation ever. Like, we actually thought that week one presentation that was almost 2 hours long was the worst, because this one was the worst, because they were literally assigning roles right there and then. But looking at the beauty of it all, you know, it was really colorful. It was very childlike. It was very playful and kind of hilarious, right? So the storyline behind it was Ilebaye's birthday. Ilebaye acted the role of the youngest child, you know, has mommy and daddy, and then they invited family members, uncles, aunts for Ilebaye's birthday celebration, and then there was the piñatas with candies and chocolates inside of it. And you know, despite the fact that everything was very chaotic, the fun of their presentation was in watching the so-called daddies and mummies and uncles and aunts, you know, going head on with the babies of the party to steal candies from the broken piñatas. Even Big Brother had to comment on it. Guys, it was so hilarious. I mean, I was watching CEECEE and a.k.a. packing candies into their jacket pockets. It was so, oh God, it was so funny. Yeah, they had won their wager, and frankly speaking, guys, if Biggie were to go, you know, by his rules, those housemates did not deserve to win that wager. Yes, if Biggie were to go by the fact that they could not even deliver a flawless presentation, yes, they would have lost their wager. But I guess Biggie decided to give them this one, you know, because of their creativity in creating the piñatas. Yes, a lot of work really went into it, and from the brief, I think emphasis was placed more on the creation of those piñatas. Yes, and there's also the part where it's been a happiness week all through and through, aside the little spots here and there. So I'm guessing Big Brother did not just want to leave a sour taste in their mouth, and so he had given it to them. So yeah, it was all fun and vibes. Now, quickly moving on to the comedy show. 3 comedians had been invited to come through the housemate with laughter last night. And one of them, the first one actually, is an ex-Bbnaija housemate. Apparently, he had featured in the Double Wahala season because Titi and Alex were so excited to see him. His name is D1. Now, I've actually seen this guy before. Like, I've actually heard him do his thing. And I'm going to be frank with you guys. What happened last night, I kind of expected it, because I've always felt like, nah, this guy, it's like you're giving a lecture instead of giving a comedy show. Yes, but anyways, he had come on yesterday, and of course Whitemoney had been nominated to be the MC of the evening, and Whitemoney had given him a very interesting introduction, very beautiful introduction. So the guy came onto the stage, and I was looking at this guy expecting him to Give us a show, wow us, you know. But this guy was literally crawling under the skin of certain housemates. He looked so unsure of himself. He looked like he did not even know what he wanted to say. He kept on calling the names of different housemates, you know, and then making promises like, oh, there's something I want to tell you, I'm coming back to tell you that thing. And I'm like, okay, we are still waiting. I hope we're not going to wait for one eternity later. And then you move on to another housemate, and then he'll make a joke. And initially the jokes were making sense, but then like 2-3 minutes into his jokes, guys, it became dry. And this guy started taking jabs at Whitemoney. I mean, there was a particular mean joke he made about Whitemoney living in Lakowe, Ekpe. Ekpe is like the far side of the island of Lagos, you know. So a lot of people, there's this joke actually in Lagos, Nigeria, you know, where a lot of people say, oh, I live in Lagos, but then when you trace them to their homes, you find out that they're actually living like in another state. Like like far away from the highland of Lagos. So the guy was actually making that joke about Whitemoney, and the way he was saying it, it came off like, you know, it was like an insult. And Whitemoney did not find it funny. Whitemoney was also, you know, responding once in a while, but as the MC, Whitemoney decided to wait for him to finish. And so that was how this guy dragged his jokes. So they became boring, they became dry. He lost me because I just lost interest. I sort of zoned out. Anyways, the buzzer went off for him to, you know, end his session. And then it was also time for Whitemoney to introduce the next act. And that was how Whitemoney took out time to drag this guy. Hey, God, Whitemoney dragged this guy. Guys, it turned out, from what Whitemoney said, let me just give you the gist. It turned out that Whitemoney and D1 had actually auditioned together for the Double Wahala season. According to how Whitemoney put it, the only reason this guy had been selected to be a part of that season was because right there at the audition ground, he started yabbing different girls. He was just insulting different girls at the same time. And then the judges, the auditions panel, they picked interest in him, and that was how they gave him a slot, you know, to be one of the housemates of the season. And according to Whitemoney, they were quite shocked. You know, they that had actually gone into that hall with this guy, they were really shocked, and they were like, how is it possible that somebody would throw insults at people like that, and then automatically they select the person and say, okay, this person is reality TV show material? But then we all know the story of D1. D1 did not last up to, I think, even 5 weeks. The guy was evicted early from the show. So Whitemoney went in deep to drag this guy. That don't mind him, it is because of his nonsense attitude. That is why I did not even last on this show. Oh, God. Guys, it was so painful that even most of the housemates, oh my God, they felt bad for D1. They could not even laugh. But Whitemoney did not even give a damn. This guy said his jokes and went ahead to, you know, introduce the second act of the night. And guys, I could even feel the pain. I said, chai! Whitemoney, your mouth is not good. Now, the second act made things worse. This guy, frankly speaking, I feel like this is my first time listening to him make jokes, and I didn't really find him funny. Even the housemates too were finding it so difficult to flow with his jokes. And the worst part of it all was him laughing at his own jokes. Guys, this guy was laughing more than even us, the viewers. He was laughing more than the housemates. And sometimes I would try to understand his jokes, but it was just so difficult. And I felt like he looked unsure of himself. You could see that, okay, it was sort of, you know, kind of uncomfortable on that stage. And I was wondering, like, dude, are you intimidated? And I was kind of disappointed because from the introduction he was given, he's an award-winning comedian. So I was wondering, like, why are you acting like this is your first time on the stage? So frankly speaking, guys, I did not really feel his jokes. I just felt like, nah, his energy was not just up there. You know, he wasn't exciting. Like, his personality was not even exciting to even engage with. Yeah, but then moving on to the last but not the least comedian of the night, very, very popular comedian, well-renowned, multiple times award-winning comedian. This guy came and he killed it. Yes, his energy alone, the way he was attacking just jokes, the way he was very, very intentional about his delivery, guys, everything was so on point. The housemates were laughing so bad. Me, I was over here, I was cracking up like crazy. This guy delivered. He delivered. And the highlights for me, you know, during his performance was when Big Brother had instructed the housemates to freeze. Guys, that part almost killed me. He said, yes, that's good for you. Freeze your jokes. It was so funny.
Housemates,
Freeze.
He good. I want to see how you want to laugh now. It's me freeze your laugh.
It was so funny. And even when his buzzer went off, he decided to go for the kill by giving the housemates 2 more mind-blowing jokes. And that was what ended the show last night, guys. It was quite entertaining, an absolute thrill for a show, for a comedy night, guys. It was worth the watch. And I was quite surprised when, after everything, Big Brother had actually, asked the housemates to applaud Whitemoney and had actually gone ahead to commend him for a job well done. I'm like, oh my God, Biggie. So you two, you're in support of all the jabs that Whitemoney threw at that guy, D1. But anyways, guys, it was overall a beautiful night. I was really entertained, yes, by the 2 shows, the housemates presentation and the comedy night show. But I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Did you enjoy the comedy night show? If you did, what was your highlight? If you did not, what was your low light? If there's anything like that, so just go ahead and share in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on another episode of Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah. Have an amazing day. Bye.